go. Hello. How's it going out there, everybody? Hope you're doing okay. We are doing pretty good. How's our sound out there?
Yeah,
any strange glitchy echoes out there? Let us know in the chat. We have attempted to improve our technology.
What volcano is this?
Okay, I will tell you exactly where we are, my friends. But I must tell you first, this is night 30 of the virtual tour. We have officially reached our 30s. What does that mean? What does that tell? What is that?
Old.
Marcus, you're about to turn 30, so...
So, yeah, I can tell you how to feel old. You're in a little bit of pain every day.
Oh, yeah. That's fair.
Getting fatter,
But
getting hairier,
wiser.
but wiser.
Definitely was.
Yes.
You know
I would say
more.
we're all working for the weekend now.
So, to celebrate hitting night 30 of our virtual tour journey around the world and beyond, we've been at this since March, but we have not yet played. Actually, that's not true. We did play at a volcano once.
This
but
is a special volcano.
This is a special volcano, y'all, because this is an active fucking volcano, okay?
Wait, is this like a sister volcano next to it?
This is the one. Am I pointing at it? This is the one.
Yeah.
You're
What
pointing
about-
over it.
This is the one.
You're pointing way under
The
it.
one closer to the town.
You're
or
all right, y'all.
farther from the town.
Today,
Nailed it.
it's right by the town. We are in Sicily, and this is beautiful Mount Etna, one of the most active volcanoes today on planet Earth. I pulled up some facts
Most
about it.
active, more than Kilauea.
It's in the same class as Kilauea. So a cool thing about Mount Etna is that it is one of 16. There's 16 volcanoes around the world that are kind of monitored closely at all times by scientists, and Mount Etna is one of them. And it is very old and historic. And in Greek mythology, it is known as under Mount Etna is where Hephaestus, the Greek god of fire and
God of
and
hammer?
blacksmithing.
Hopefully,
Maxwell's
That's
silver
where
hammer.
his freaking workshop is.
hopefully
under
he
this
doesn't stop by.
Hopefully not. That would not be good.
No, you might see an elf god.
How many thousands of years has it been?
I think 30?
30,000
It's been
of
active.
years.
350,000.
Yeah, that's a little bit higher.
Sorry. I knew it started with a 3. I'm on Wikipedia, y'all. This is very exciting. Literally, though, the word Etna from the Greek, aito, meaning I burn.
Damn.
So sick.
Yeah.
Fire. Hot lava.
Dobby's here in case of an emergency.
Yeah, Dobby's
He'll put it out.
very nervous. He brought a fire extinguisher
So scared of fire.
just in case. He's trying to keep us all
Hold
safe.
on to that, little buddy.
Yeah. So,
Never know when you'll need it.
in honor of 30 episodes, we are here indulging our greatest fantasies playing at Mount Etna, the beautiful volcano. We are also
I'm gonna give you
so
30 for 30.
30
30 plus 30 for 30
30 what?
minutes of entertainment.
At-
Times 2, because this is going to be like an hour.
Yeah. Yeah. 30 times 2 tonight. We are going to have our dear friend Nandi from Waif on the show. Extremely excited about that. She put out a wonderful record this year, and just one of my favorite songwriters. That's going to be really fun. So we'll call her up in about 30.
4:30.
On episode 30. Wow. We out here. Cool. But first we're going to play a couple songs. And also, I just wanted to do a little recap on what we've been up to this week.
Yeah.
On Thursday, we announced something really big that we've been working on for a while, called the Halloween Telethon, where, you guessed it, we're going to stream live, not here, not at Mount Etna, at a variety of crazy places.
It's going to be a telethon.
It's a telethon. We're going to stream live for 25 hours
25.
because there's a time change. Daylight saving time goes away in the middle of the telethon. So 25 hours straight, we're going to raise money for the Equal Justice Initiative and Girls Rock Chicago. We're going to have a ton of people on here playing their tunes, carving pumpkins, eating candy. It is going to be a blast. You see the poster there? Oh, Jesus.
It's about to pop up in 3, 2.
2, 1, bada bing!
Oh.
There it is. We've been working really hard on this. We're just excited to have an excuse to do something fun on Halloween and raise a bunch of money for organizations that are doing really, really important work here in Chicago and around the country. And hopefully to give you and anyone else something fun to tune into while we're stuck at home celebrating Halloween on a Saturday, which sucks.
It's supposed to be a full moon.
It's going to be a
correct?
full moon. It's going to be really spooky. This year, it would have been like the perfect Halloween,
Yeah.
but COVID.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy because it's the month started with the full moon, correct?
Yeah, it just happened a couple days ago.
And it's with the full moon.
Yeah.
And it's on Saturday.
Dude,
What the
ain't
hell?
that crazy the way the world spins?
Ain't it wild?
The moon spins, right? So that's why.
Does the moon spin?
We all spin.
Everything probably spins.
We're all
right?
spinning.
This is kind of
Right
like
now.
the intro to Hocus Pocus, because doesn't it occur on like a crazy haunted night where
And they were live streaming
Well-
in their basement.
The reason...
right?
Okay, this is part of the telethon. We will spend at least 10 or 15 minutes, maybe 20, analyzing the plot of the movie Hocus Pocus because it is amazing. The event that set everything into motion in that movie, the Virgin lights the black flame candle. So it wasn't always going to be crazy. Max, in his overwhelming hubris, he's a virgin.
Spoiler? I don't know.
No, it's not. This happened like really
Huge
soon into the movie. Okay.
That verge hubris.
The Verge hubris, man. It's real. We'll get there. On Halloween, we will be dissecting films. We will be bobbing for apples.
Yeah.
We're going to
Like,
dress up. It's going to be
We
crazy.
got a bunch of artists.
Mhm.
Like, we got Laura Stevenson.
Yep.
And
Yeah, a bunch.
keep
N-
naming
name
them.
a
And
few
no,
more.
there's a lot of people.
Damn.
It's going to be great.
It's gonna be
Mark
great.
your calendars, everybody. We are going to do it in 25 hours. Okay, that's going to be great. We announced that. I did really bad at fantasy football today. 0 for 3.
I don't think I did great either.
Disaster.
I stopped
But we
paying
don't have to talk
attention.
about that. That's some niche shit that no one cares about. We recorded a cover a few days ago for our Patreon, Time to Pretend by MGMT. If anyone knows that song, it is very trippy and cool. We had a really fun couple days working on that. And if you want to hear it, yeah, check out our Patreon, The Rat Room. It is streaming live. And my mom
It sounds different than what you'd expect.
My mom called the cover gorgeously sad. So, you know it's great. Check it out. Okay, we're going to play a few songs before we call up Nandi. What do you think about that?
We shall do it.
Marcus is in his percussion zone.
Yes, I've got all my
Ready to
toys
go.
around me.
Drum cam.
Careful with that laptop screen.
Oh yeah, don't shake your shaker too hard. Blow out your elbow.
Oh yeah, I gotta be careful.
Don't want you to get it Tommy John out of commission for 10 months.
Blow my elbow.
Okay, y'all. This song, we played it on the show before, we're playing it again. It's about having maybe not even hope for the future, but just excitement, just curiosity about what's to come. I feel that way all the time. Like, these next few weeks are gonna be insane. But we're here. We're here for you. And we're all here on the internet together. So we're gonna figure it out. It'll be okay. So let's rock and roll. That's all we can do. Ready?
Let's do it.
1, 2, 3, go.
Cries through every pasture, gives the hills a shot. Wait till now is after, judge what you have got.
subscriber.
Take us home, Dabule. Shoot us out of that freaking volcano, please. Thank you. Emojis, please. Claps for the bell. Beautiful. Anyone who subscribes,
The
thank you so
volume was
much.
down.
We so dearly appreciate you.
Oh, the volume
Ring
was-
and
Yeah,
Oh,
every
you
time I
got
tried
in
to
the
ring
room,
it.
but-
Oh God. Okay, you gotta keep the volume up for the bell, Swank. Yes.
Subscribe bell.
Grab a bell. Thank you. Cool.
Y'all have fun nowadays?
We do.
We
yeah.
are moving on up with our technology.
This is pro.
Exponential growth.
One mic, one cam a day.
Hell
We're
yeah.
getting better.
Gonna do another song in the glorious key of B flat, otherwise known as A sharp. You guessed it.
Is that true?
Swain? Yes.
I don't know my musical alphabet.
That's okay. There's no need. As long as it sounds,
Smooth
smooth, like
You guessed
jazz
and romantic.
and romantic, and makes you feel something. Speaking of,
It's all about
Dave
the
is about to
jazz.
break out an instrument that we have not yet broken out
Uh-oh.
on this here tour yet so far. Day 30 of tour. Holy shit.
Have we not done it?
I don't think so.
I
Day
didn't know
30
this
is right when you
existed
get into
until
your
Simon
stride.
brought it up, yeah.
You want to make sure it's in tune?
It's a tune.
Fair enough. It sounds good. Alright, y'all. This is a really old song. Wrote this song when I was 16, but it's an old favorite. And, just realizing now I didn't load that title card into the
Oh, wait.
into the
what?
show.
No
But that's
old
okay.
favorite,
It
but
doesn't matter.
but
It's an old favorite.
we got confetti.
We got confetti, baby. Here we go. This song is called Down the River. It's very fun, and we get to hear Dave's fun ukulele playing. So
And we got the mini kit.
we got Marcus on the
drum
brush snare and the splash cymbals. So yeah.
Splash and bash.
Okay. And I will finger pick. We're doing it all tonight. You guys ready? Okay.
Do
I'll
it.
do a 1, 2, 1, 2,
Alright.
3. Oh.
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 Yeah.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Oh.
Close my ears, eyes go down the river. Lights are clear, they're working to catch my view. Walking down the shore, I'm trying to meet New Hampshire. But New England is mean, I really wish that it weren't true. Left a six-pack of Heineken on a grave. The world can hardly wait. And can we throw it in the river?
Sorry, I messed you up there.
And if it drowns, I guess it's not a witch. I love to dream of her breath of heaven. 'Cause life's not a maze, it's just a straight line ending in a ditch. Left a six-pack of Heineken on a grave. The world can hardly wait.
tried the bell. It didn't sound good.
The bell is not always,
It's something you need to pepper in.
yeah. That's the way it goes. Please feel free to tell us how your week is going in the chat. Hopefully it's been a good one. It has been momentous. Things have happened. We will not comment one way or another about how we're feeling about the president, about the fact that the president has the disease that he has been pretending does not exist this whole year. But it exists, turns out, and he
I will throw
is
some
sick.
emojis that speak for themselves.
So feel free to drop some emojis thinking about just referencing that whole fiasco.
Representing our feelings, yeah.
Yes.
Tell us how you really
Tell us how you really
in
feel.
the chat.
It's a thing. There's a lot of people sick this week. And we are just
Oh, there's a vote. There's a vote emoji. Totally unrelated.
please vote. Please
Seriously,
vote.
yeah. Make sure. I wish our mail-in ballots came this morning,
Yes.
or not this morning, this week, and should have brought them down to wave them, flash them, let y'all know. Make
True.
sure you're registered. Make sure you vote.
Yeah, I think if you go to headcount.org, it makes it really easy. It will direct you to your state's resource to register.
There you go. Popped it in the chat.
Also, in Chicago, there are like several locations, drop-off boxes for your ballots if you would rather do that. If you just Google it, there's one in each ward. So please vote. It's really important. It's coming up. It's less than a month from now. A month ago yesterday. So it's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
This next song is kind of like, not in mourning, but it's just, it's bittersweet. So I feel like it applies.
What you gonna play?
You ready? This is another old song. Ooh, I haven't played this riff in a while. Let's give it a go.
Yep.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
1,
Wait, actually. I haven't played this riff in a while either.
let's rock and roll. 1, 2, 3, 4. Decisions aren't that hard when all you've got to think about is the life you've had so far. Wow, we will. Ay, ay, ay.
Yes.
All right, let's see if we got time. Oh, I feel something rumbling under the ground.
What is that?
That's freaking me out.
Is that?
Is there?
Oh! It's erupting!
All right, we need someone to come rescue us.
It hurts!
Is anyone gonna come save us?
Save us!
Oh my god!
Save us!
Oh my god!
Thank God! Thank God!
Where is he?
Savior is here.
Oh! Where is he at?
Hurry!
Oh! Dobby! Save
Thank you, God.
To the rescue.
God, that was close.
Dobby to the rescue. We're
Whoa.
fine. We are fine. No wounds, no burns.
It's okay. It's
How
okay.
scary.
It's
We
a
should have
safe.
known that was bound to happen.
It's-
It's an active.
You said it was
volcano,
active.
Jesus Christ.
I think it's
It's still erupting.
it's all
My
good.
adrenaline is pumping.
Dobby's
Still
here.
Nothing to worry
He's
about.
contained the lava to a safe space away from you in the background. We are okay.
Thank you, Dobby.
I think
Thank
the
you
show
Thank you, Dobby.
can continue
you,
on.
Dobby.
If we can get some emojis in the chat for Dobby.
Yes,
Just
please
for
help us
thanks?
thank Dobby. He is always here for us.
Emojis for Dobby.
Always looking
Wow.
out. Thank
Dobby-
God for Dobby.
I just got a text.
What'd you say?
I just got a text from Dobby. He
Oh.
asked for a new song
Oh yeah.
to
All right,
to
y'all.
say thank you for solving the crisis.
To feel, I feel inspired by this eruption. We're gonna play a ripper, a little ripper that we ripped one day, and then we will rip now. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. That was the eruption song.
Wow.
Rock and roll.
It made noise.
Is it
Rock and roll.
time for
Yes, I would
Special
like to give a
guests?
brief intro, if you don't mind, my dear screen. Tonight's special guest is a songwriter that we have admired for many years. One of my very favorites. She put out a wonderful record earlier in the year called The Caretaker. And this is Nandi from Waif. Hopefully you've heard her music before. If not, highly recommend that you check it out after we hang with her for a little bit. So I say, well, actually, wait. I want to wait until it's exactly 8:30. I want to be.
Countdown?
I want to be punctual. It is a beautiful feeling to be a punctual. Anyways, we got to tour with Waif briefly back in the day, and it was extremely fun. And 8:30. Okay, fuck it. The time has come.
Oh.
Oh,
Hey.
is she here? Hello. Oh, I gotta put on my headphones. Hello, Nandi.
Hello!
How's it going?
So punctual.
We're trying our best. It's
As
fun.
Julia said, it's an amazing feeling.
It's amazing feeling to be punctual. Hey.
much power. Thank you for having me. I'm so stoked to be here on Mount Etna.
Oh, absolutely. Did you see it erupt?
Yeah, that was really wild.
Yeah, dangerous.
I'm glad Dobby was there. Just like, always count on Dobby.
Dobby is very keen on fire safety. That is one thing that I've learned through our friendship.
He's been more prepared for all these episodes than we have.
I know.
Dobby's like our generation Smokey the Bear.
Absolutely. Bless him. He cares
That
so
would
much.
be an excellent licensing opportunity by the Parks Department.
Perhaps. So are you at home tonight, Nandi? Are you in the Hudson Valley?
I am at home. Yeah, I'm in upstate New York, sitting at my piano.
Ugh,
Awesome.
love it. Have the leaves begun to change there at all?
Oh
or
my
no?
gosh, yeah. Leaves are like in full peak foliage. It happened kind of early this year, and actually, I was on a walk last week at my favorite nature preserve down the street, and I just suddenly was struck with this idea for a music video.
Mm.
Like, must shoot this immediately because the leaves will be gone in like a few days.
Love it.
So that was like a few days ago, and then this morning at 10 a.m., I managed to wrangle my dear friend Kenna.
Yes, I saw you guys on Instagram this morning. I was wondering what you're up to.
Dream team, Kenna and Zach.
Oh.
I've done some videos with them, and somehow managed to get them out early on a Sunday, and we got the shot with the foliage in peak bloom. I think it was.
Cool. Without divulging too much, is this video for a released song or for something new that you're working on?
It's for something new. I'm really bad at keeping secrets and
Me too.
new things under wraps. I just always want to share. I'm
That's
like
awesome.
totally an oversharer. And also like I kind of feel like this time, like this COVID time is conducive to the oversharers because I think a lot of us are feeling like there's this new permission to be sharing more content on a regular basis because our like normal way of interacting with the public is out the window, and there's something really nice about that. And so yeah, I feel good just like, I don't know, why are we holding on to it? Let's just share it. Like I'm making a record. I'm excited about it.
I love it. I really respect that. I've noticed that you've been pretty vocal about kind of having less preciousness about things that you're creating as you're creating them. And so is that like a liberating feeling for you? Is that something new that you're experiencing, or have you kind of felt that way for a while?
No, it's definitely new. I mean, I think I'm a true Capricorn,
Hell
like
yeah.
perfectionist in a lot of ways, and can have a real hard time letting go of things. But I also know that like in the letting go, there's so much learning and growth to be experienced. And I also am excited about moving on to the next project. So this has been like a really good time for me to put into practice this new idea of, yeah, just like honoring more in the moment, like where I'm at and what I've created. And it's like a real like timestamp, you know? It's like what I made at that point in my life is not what I would make now, even like 24 hours later, even like a week later, you know? We are like humans in constant evolution and in constant like spiritual transit. So I don't know. I think it makes a lot of sense to just have less preciousness about it and be kind of honest with yourself about where you were at, at the time of making something, and let everyone else into that process too.
That's so dope. Yeah, I've subscribed to your Patreon recently, and it feels like a very natural outlet for you. Like, more so than most people that I've seen on that platform. It feels very like authentic, like a view into your world almost. Is that something that you were kind of like, were you already planning on doing that this year? I'm just curious. Or was it just inspired by the radical, like, total abrupt pivot that we've all had to do from in-person performing to kind of sharing ourselves digitally?
Yeah, it's funny, right when COVID happened, back in March, I saw people like start to take to Patreon a little bit more. We all had our tours canceled, and
yeah,
I put out my record, March 27th, so it was like right at the beginning of all this, and I saw this like move towards Patreon, and I literally said, I will never do a Patreon.
We said the same thing.
Yeah, I think at the time I was reacting against this perceived notion of it being this space where we were like auctioning off parts of ourselves. Like,
yeah.
Pay some money and I will give you this like journal entry. And I think at the time it was like, I don't want people to have more access to me. I want people to have this controlled access where I'm working on a record and then I tour it and then I can go back to my kind of private space. But I think what I've come to realize is like, without that other public outlet of touring, like I'm not content to just make stuff without sharing it.
Totally.
And I think I really had this idea of myself, like I'm an artist, I could make art, even without an audience. And it was really kind of shocking and humbling when I realized like, no, actually I do need that outlet. Like I do need that give and take and that capacity to share. And so that was like in July when I realized I was really missing that exchange with people. And I was like, okay, I think I need to do a Patreon.
It's funny how it happens too. Like, I don't know how it was for you, but I remember back in March, we all thought we might be able to tour again in the fall. You know what I mean? Like, it was very much like, let's wait and see, So I totally identify with that kind of by the summer when we realized things were not going to come back right away. You kind of feel that. And I appreciate how you say it's not just a want, but like a need to connect with people in that way. It's
to find that's like
dope.
Kind of a necessity and like inherent in what we do is this conversation, with other people and the sharing of it. I think that, it's humbling and it's really cool. Also, I want to say, I just love your Patreon. The Rat Room is so
thanks.
Cool. I
we have fun.
To see what you guys are up to, and it's really inspiring, and I just love how you set it all up. It's so cool.
Thanks. We're having fun. We're like we're still figuring things out. Like we did this movie night the other night. We watched Wayne's World, but like we're
Netflix party, or how did you do it?
So yeah, we didn't do it on Netflix Party because there's this, for anyone watching, there's this Chrome extension called Netflix Party where you can like download it on your laptop and like watch a movie with your friends all over the world, or at least I don't know how it works globally. Like there might be weird IP things with like Netflix, but anyways, in the US. And so we were gonna do that, but Wayne's World isn't on Netflix. So long story short, I had to like source a physical DVD of Wayne's World, and we ended up just like hooking it up through Discord. But so we're definitely still like figuring things out as we go.
CDR drive for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, we've definitely kind of like learned things this year that we had no intention of learning, you know what I mean? Like shit on the computer and stuff like that.
Your tech is really advanced.
Thanks.
I feel like I need to get some pointers from you with this whole
We're trying.
setup.
Have you taken to anything new this year? Any kind of random hobbies that have just like come into your life that you weren't planning on?
Yeah, I mean, I think in the beginning it was like trying a lot of different things, and like maybe I'll get really into sketching, and maybe I'll get really into baking. So yeah, juggling a lot of different like maybes for a while. I definitely got much deeper into bird watching, which was
that's awesome.
My husband Zach and I, you guys obviously know Zach, but Zach and I started.
Shout out to Zach.
Shout out Zach. He's taking a bath.
Oh, respect. Self-care, Zach. Hashtag.
Watching the game. Actually, Julia, you mentioned the fantasy.
Oh God, is he deep in it?
You guys have to talk.
A lot of injuries, lots of angst.
But anyways, we got into birdwatching on our honeymoon last summer in Costa Rica, and that's been really fun. And then of course, when we were just home for many months, and we were able to set up bird feeders in our backyard and go birding around here. We've gotten like really deep, like listening to bird podcasts when we drive, constantly carrying our bins around. Like we are always at the ready to bird watch.
That's so cool.
It's really great. And then more recently, I'm really excited because I just started apprenticing with an herbalist, and I'm starting to learn more about herbalism and plant medicine.
Very cool.
Yeah, get to know more of that world. I've wanted to work with plants and, kind of more directly, like hands-on with nature for a long time. I just didn't know how or like what that would look like.
Absolutely.
And this like opportunity to volunteer came up, and of course we have a lot of time on our hands, so it's a great time to volunteer and help out in your communities. And this opened up, so I've been starting to like walk the plant path, as they say.
That's so sick.
awesome.
Dave has been doing that as well.
Yeah.
Very
Really?
exciting. Well, in a slightly different way. He's been gardening. He's been growing
Amazing.
a plant, and it has recently been harvested. The circle of life
It's
is nearing completion.
Yeah, the chat is curious, Nandi, about like what kind of plants are. They're also specifically asking, do you use essential oils and which ones?
Yeah. So
Asking for some
as of-
tips.
As of now, I just use rose, like a rose water at bedtime, but that started even before I really knew about plants or like what to be using for myself. But I apply that like on my wrists at bedtime, and that's like nice for calming. And then the plants that I'm working with in this medicinal garden, like tulsi, calendula, marshmallow, yarrow, and I'm just like dipping a toe in right now into this vast world of plant medicine and what these different things do. But it's another thing that feels humbling to be on the like precipice of this new, like, ancestral ancient knowledge. I know that there's like a lot to take in, and a lot of people come to herbalism, I think, when they're having like their own kind of physical or mental ailments, and I certainly feel like I've needed like some mental calming and to calm my nervous system.
Totally.
Herbal body oils are really good for that, just to like apply and like calm down. Skin's the biggest organ in our body, so it makes sense to be applying things directly to your skin to calm down.
Absolutely.
I wrote a record called Lavender a few years ago. This was even before I started,
Bada
the
bing.
herbal path. So it's sort of been in my consciousness for a while. But I will definitely be sharing more as I learn. I think it's kind of interesting. At first I was seeing my musical path and like this kind of herbalist path as separate. Like, I'm gonna do my music thing and I'm gonna do my nature thing. But then recognizing like, no, they're absolutely connected. I mean, music is one way of healing, healing ourselves. I certainly write songs as a way to heal myself and hopefully, bring a little bit of that healing energy to others. And plant medicine is like another manifestation of that, kind of a more concrete way of healing people and healing your community.
Totally. Yeah, I mean, there's like an aspect of composition, maybe. Like, there's so much creativity that's involved in, I would imagine, I know very little about this, but it seems like it would, like, the skills and the talents that you already have crafted over many years of writing songs and being a musician, it feels to me like it would lend itself naturally to exploring this whole new thing.
Yeah, it feels good. It feels good. I was thinking about it as like, there was a moment earlier in this time when I was like, do I have to quit music? I think a lot of us have felt that. I've certainly felt it at various points in my career, because I'm always like, am I doing good enough?
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was really feeling like for a moment, what is this career and how does it make sense to move forward? And what I realized was like, I was kind of thinking about it as like looking out a window, and like it's not that I need to like turn towards a different window and like look out at a different view. It was just that like I needed to open the curtains wider and like expand the view I was already looking at. And that was like a nice way to think about it for me. It's like adding in this other, you know, passion or experience is just like adding on to what I've already been working towards.
I love that. I think about windows all the time.
Yeah.
I don't really have like, I'm not going anywhere with this, as just like one of my favorite images to think about. Just like a view out into the world. And like the space of the window that separates you from that other view. It's
Totally.
something I think about a lot.
Like, there's a real connection between music and architecture.
Mm.
I've like thought a lot about, even from when I like very like first started halfway in 2011, 2012, like my first show, I would like told the audience of 4 people, like, okay, imagine we're going into this room now, and I would play a song, and then I'd be like, okay, I'm leading you to this room. You know, it's like at the very beginning, just like thinking about creating these like sonic structures that people could inhabit, and like what does that do to your mental space to step inside it?
Totally. Wow. And that makes me think of the name of your record, which maybe not is not a reference to that, but it makes me think of like a caretaker of a museum or something like that.
The caretaker of what?
Like a museum or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, the caretaker, I think, has like so many different meanings, which I definitely wanted it to feel like it could be many different things. You can be taking care of a person, you know, of an elderly person, of yourself, of landscape, of an art exhibit, and just like, what does that mean to like have the responsibility for something and to be watching over it?
Yeah, I've never thought about music this way, as the act of like maintaining a space almost. That's really cool. Dave studied architecture in college, so
cool.
I don't know if you have have you ever thought about this before? Like the intersection between architecture and music?
Kind of. It's like, it's not always obvious to me, I think. But yeah, I mean, your anecdote about just like playing music as you're walking between 2 rooms is like, you know, when you craft a room, you're kind of crafting the space inside and definitely going for a feeling and going for a mood. And you're doing the exact same thing in music. You did a project once that was like a jazz conservatory. So all my classmates were like looking at me. They're like, "You play music? Like, what do we do that is right?" And I'm like, "I don't know."
Well, that's a whole another ball game of like acoustics and
Yeah.
that's like real shit. You know what I mean?
Kind of, but you know, it was like, how do you like convey that outwards too? And yeah, you know, music is history also. Architecture is history. And yeah, I'm just amazed that music exists too. So it's
Yo, hell yeah.
I love music.
Yo.
Yeah,
No.
you know, these live streams, like creating a set, I mean, the set that you guys have created, even like digitally and virtually, I think we're all sort of being called to think about space a little bit more, because we're like just in our own space, but like how do you form it like for a live stream?
And on adaption too, the chat. Oh, sorry, your audio went out for a second. Are you there?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're there. No, you're good. Okay. The chat wants to know. They have a question. First of all, someone said "Caretaker" is my favorite album of the year.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
thank you.
And then someone else has a question. They said they've seen you play 3 times, all with different groups of people. Do you feel compelled to create different sonic worlds based on who you're touring with, or based on what band you're touring with as well?
Yeah.
So in terms of musicians that are on stage with you, and also who else is playing the show?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think I've had a lot of like confusion at times about how to play these songs live. When I'm recording, I'm really adamant that I never want to like think about a live show when I'm recording. Even though down the line, even if it's really hard to recreate the music live, I just like never want that to enter my consciousness when I'm writing and like making a record, because I think, they're kind of 2 different things. So I'm like really focused on just like making the music that I want to make, in the recording process. But then I often do find myself in this position when it's time to recreate it live, where it's like how, what are the elements that are that we should prioritize in a live performance? And so I think that has lent itself to trying different things. There isn't an obvious answer of this should be, the lineup, or this should be the arrangement. And I think there is a part of me that would love the stability of a set band, and I did have that for a while, and it was wonderful. But at this point, I'm kind of relinquishing myself to this idea of creating something more, not necessarily site specific, but more album specific, or this is the vibe of this tour. I've done, I guess maybe that's what you're referring to, but I've performed solo, I've performed with trios, I've performed with bigger bands and different iterations, and it's kind of nice for me to experience the music from these different perspectives, and to throw a different lens on it. And I hope that it's also exciting for the audience too. I remember there was one string of touring where I just kept going to Pittsburgh, but opening for different bands. I went with them, and then Nandi, a month later, and I kept going back, and so people would go to see the headliner, and they would just accidentally see Half Waif again.
That's so sick.
It felt so bad, but I was I'm hoping at least there's at least something evolving and changing in the way that we're performing that's still exciting.
Well, yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
Like you mentioned earlier, about the preciousness and letting go. It's a timestamp, and I think
live shows are that way too.
Definitely applies that way.
That's so
yeah,
true.
Absolutely.
We've definitely experienced that as well over the years. It's funny, just to listen back to random shows from back in the day, and just oh yeah, we were in a good mood that day. It's so much is just depending on the context of things that have happened to you that day. That's why I miss live shows so much, and the act of touring, because it's each experience, for however repetitious it is it's a new
Really
thing.
specific at the same
Yeah,
time.
totally. Yeah, it's kind of spontaneous in a different way. So someday we'll all get back out there for that.
The
but-
chat does want to know, before you leave,
Before
what's
we
your
forget.
favorite volcano? This is asked of every guest that comes on the show.
Oh, me?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, Nandi. I didn't give you a heads up. I was trying to decide if I should, but
We're blindsiding
It has to
you.
be off the cuff.
This huge question.
Well, I will say I was hanging out with my little cousins right before this, and my little cousin Luca was very enthusiastically telling us about the underwater volcano in the Pacific Ocean.
oh my God, how did your
Dang.
where did Luca learn of such a thing?
4-year-old Luca and say, I'm going with underwater volcano.
Bada
Yes.
bing, bada boom. No one has ever said underwater volcano. This is very exciting. The other week we played down at the old lost city of Atlantis underwater, and it was wet and it was beautiful down there.
I do have a volcano story really fast. When,
Oh, please tell.
Wow, okay.
Please do tell.
Yeah, so I maybe should have said this one, but in fact, maybe this is my least favorite volcano, because I was studying abroad in London in 2010, and I was all set to go to Spain with my friends. We had rented a rental car and a villa, and we were ready to go.
Yo, hell
And
yeah.
then that Iceland
Volcano.
Oh yeah. That's why-
The chat guessed it right away.
So much smoke.
Wow.
So much smoke.
Iceland volcano, it ruined our vacation, and I will never forget it.
God damn. What is the okay, chat, we need you to do some digging. What is the name of that volcano?
Oh, it's crazy.
Is it a crazy long
Yeah,
word?
it's 26 letters long or something.
Okay, but we gotta learn this if we're gonna be true,
Oh, here it
if we're
is.
gonna have a lot of
The
knowledge.
chat hates the Iceland volcano.
yeah.
They're going off.
Thumbs down. Damn, what an awful place. I wanted to, Nandi, before we say goodbye I wanted to really ask you about Ableton, because you're one of the, maybe not one of, I know there are quite a few artists who use it. It's a popular program, but you've really embraced it and talked about it a lot. It's interesting. Dave is the one who introduced me to Ableton. We use Ableton to demo. And before Marcus joined the band, we would use it to write drum parts and stuff like that. I was just curious about your experience with Ableton, when you started writing there, what originally drew it to you to it, favorite things about it. I just would love to hear you talk about Ableton a little bit because it's such an amazing program.
Yeah, I love Ableton. I'm an Ableton artist, so I might get some cred for shouting them out. No.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, badass. See, that's so sick.
I was using Logic for a long time in college and right after college, and Logic, great program. A lot of us use it. But I was working for a music nonprofit in Brooklyn called Found Sound Nation, and they do a lot of collaborative music making projects. We did a number of different programs, but kind of the big one that they would run all around the world was called the Street Studio. So it's set up on a street and capture the sounds that people would bring them. So they would have someone come and loop and sing a little riff, and then someone come and clap. And it was like, again, kind of talking about this timestamp or this like relic of a place. It was creating these like very site-specific sound maps. And the way that we would do that was through Ableton. That was absolutely the best program to do it because you could loop really quickly and manipulate the samples in a really easy way. So I originally got it and started using it for work. And that was what had me switch over, because once I started using it, more frequently, then that became the program that I was more familiar with. And now it's the only thing that I use. And I love it. I mean, it's super intuitive. I love that there are the two views. I primarily use, more of the traditional like session view rather than the
same.
clip view. Yeah, but it's nice to have. I mean, sometimes I'll be like, I want to just try to like get some sounds and loops and ideas going, and so to have the other view is really nice. And yeah, I'm definitely a big fan, and it's a really nice community too. I feel like I'm not as aware of the other DAWs having like this kind of global community that they're like actively cultivating.
That's really cool. I love that.
Yeah.
Are there any reasons? Oh, sorry, Dave. I feel like you should ask.
I was just gonna say, like, do you do like all of your mixing and stuff in Ableton, and like kind of take a song from composing it to like producing it and then releasing it all through Ableton?
I don't really mix. It's
Okay.
Send it
not
off.
a skill that I really have, and I think at a certain point I felt a lot of shame about that, and now I'm like, it's just not my thing,
Yeah.
Like,
No, I feel you.
I have other things that I do, and like I'm okay with that. So no, I write and kind of produce through Ableton, and then at that point, I'll bounce everything down, give it to be mixed or whatever. But then usually when it comes time to do final vocals, I'll like re-import everything into Ableton. And it's funny because I will say Ableton, like the vocal comping it's not nearly as, I mean, there's not really a good system to do it. In comparison with Pro Tools or Logic, but I have come up with my own way of doing it. If anyone wants to see it,
That might be worthy of a Patreon video.
Yeah, there are a few steps to it, but like I've gotten, like I can do it now. It's like all color coded, and
I would be very interested in talking shop about that one of these days.
Cool, let's do it, Julia.
Yeah, vocal comping is a hellacious process sometimes, but
So
hey,
hellacious. Oh my god.
it's okay. We all have to go through it at one point or another. I had two more quick questions for you. I wanted to know what's like the most recent like fun little discovery you've made while writing or recording, whether it's in your DAW in Ableton, like a weird little trick you learned, or just like a fun sound that came out of nowhere. I feel like that shit happens in a fun way sometimes.
That's a good question. I mean, I think two things. One is, I mean, I did this project actually with Nick Levine, my sibling.
Right.
We did this song a day project at the end of July where, we wrote a song a day, and that was a hellacious process, honestly. It was just like so much harder than I thought to like write a full song every day for 7 days.
Absolutely.
That was tough. But in doing that, I actually started watching some like tutorial videos, and like, I don't know, in a way that like, I always want to just throw myself into things. Like, I don't need to read the manual. Like, I'll just like learn by doing, which I think there's a lot of cool things that, you can learn through that. But I think then also just like going and watching people give you tutorials on how to use things, even like way after the fact, and be like, oh, that's how you do that. So I was trying to make a song only using plant sounds.
Oh, hell yeah. Like rubbing leaves?
Yeah, so I wanted to make a plant song. So I did, like like very like
Wow.
heavy percussion and stuff. And then I was like, how do I get the melodic instrument? And so yeah, blowing grass through the thumbs was the way to get like a tone that could then become a synth. But also other sounds, just figuring out in the Ableton Simpler tool how to compress it down to like its most basic like audio unit, and you actually like you can get a pitch even out of like non-pitched instruments by doing that. So I found that to be really helpful, and then I was able to make like an entirely like electronic jam with all plant sounds.
Is that on the internet? Can people hear this plant jam?
Oh, my song? Not currently, but maybe I will share it.
Oh my god.
That's a good Patreon
Please do.
post.
That is a good Patreon post.
Yeah.
Everyone, subscribe to Nandi's Patreon just in case that ever makes its way up there, because holy shit. That sounds amazing. That's so cool. Sweet. I had one more question that I wanted to ask you. Thank you so much for being here, by the way. I've just been really looking forward to this.
I miss
you. You too. Yeah, I wish we could obviously wish we could hang out in person, but hey, the day will come. It'll be okay. But I wanted to ask you, is there anything that you find routinely or kind of consistently essential or helpful to ease into like a peaceful headspace? I find that tough sometimes, and I'm constantly just trying to figure out more ways to do that I can rely on and not just guess each time.
I really feel that. I also find that I kind of get in routines and then like move out of them and move through them and move into new ones. So I wouldn't say there's like one thing I do religiously like all the time, but I have found since about May, I don't do it every single morning, but I try to like first thing when I wake up, instead of looking at Instagram or like looking at my phone, I write in my journal for 20 minutes. I just like set a timer. I get a cup of coffee. I write for 20 minutes, and it's often just like talking about what dream I had or like what I'm excited for about the day. And I'm not even reading back through it. I think in the past when I would keep journals, I would want to read back like what kind of like cool little gems did I have in there, you know? But this process is like, it's not about that. I'm realizing like I don't even read back like what I wrote. It's not even to like try to capture something for future use. It's just to like dispel something and like
and just cleanse
let it out like in order to be a little bit more clear and freer for the day.
I love that. I've always kind of had some anxiety about journaling because I'm like, oh, this isn't important enough to write about, or like, like I'm never gonna like read back, you know, like I'm never gonna look back at this and care. But then I've kind of had to come to that same realization that it's like, it's just an act of cleansing your brain, like, or your heart too.
Cleansing and also like priming yourself. Like once you get all of that other stuff out, then maybe you can be more open to like the more transcendent thoughts.
I love that. Yeah, kind of getting the mundane shit out of
get like
life.
You know, digging down. Digging down
that.
to the underground volcano, underwater volcano.
Yes, the inner what is inside a volcano? See, we have so much to learn. Magma. There's whole inner workings, labyrinths of lava.
And I actually just started reading a book called Underland.
Ooh.
Which is all about the Underland.
Is that nonfiction?
Nonfiction, yeah.
Okay.
It's like about deep time.
Whoa, I'm in.
And the world like underground and like sort of the way that affects our mental state to even like consider the underground and how it's like sort of the space that feels scary and like claustrophobic, and yet it's also like the space where we like bury our most precious things. And there's a lot about the Underland that like has a lot to teach us as humans. So I just started reading this by Robert McFarland, I think.
That is awesome. Okay, thank you for that recommendation. That sounds like right up my alley.
I always land on random cave system Wikipedias.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
It's so nuts. There's a lot of Underland out there.
Yeah.
There absolutely is, and so much of it isn't even known to us, especially under the ocean.
Yeah.
Luca's onto something, I would say.
Luca's really onto something. It's like, what do they say? Like, they know more about like the surface of the moon than they do about the deep ocean.
Yeah.
I believe that is true, which is unreal. We were actually, one real quick thing, we were listening randomly earlier to like some random ass audio that NASA has uploaded to the internet. You can like, if you Google NASA audio samples, they've uploaded audio like from the Mars rover, so you can like hear what it sounds like on Mars when there's like a Mars quake, like a quake on Mars.
Whoa.
Shit's amazing, and that's just free to download on the internet for anyone. So
I
check
don't know
that
why,
out.
but I'm hesitant to listen because I feel like it's going to like explode my brain in a way that I'm not sure I'm ready for.
It's
There's
very
a lot of low
atonal,
frequencies.
yeah, very low frequencies and just very vast and terrifying
sick,
sounding.
though.
But I really enjoyed it in a way that I was not expecting. So I don't know. The internet is at once terrifying and extremely valuable. So
Yes.
it's the world we live in,
Just like our ocean.
just like our ocean, baby.
Ocean.
Love it. Are there any final queries from the chat, Swain?
They're ecstatic about the underground.
Underland.
The Underland book?
Sorry. I'm split in between two things. But they're just loving it. They love the idea of plant music. There's lots of requests for new plant music from both groups here.
Yeah.
So that is a hit that
Nandi,
you're onto, Nandi.
have you ever listened to Plantasia?
Oh, yes.
No, I haven't. But I know about it. I should be
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Nandi, what kind of bird would you be? That was from the bird watching conversation
Ah.
earlier.
Yes.
I let that one slip. Sorry.
Thank you so much for asking. I want to say a great blue heron. 'Cause
Ah.
I love herons. The only thing is they're like vicious hunters. I'm a vegetarian, so I don't know if I would be down with the like quick spearing of the fish. But but in terms of their like elegance and like patience, I try to inhabit those qualities.
Ah, beautiful. I love that. That is standing stock still in the water.
You're getting
Serene.
a lot of
Herons
heron
are
love in the
amazing,
chat.
yeah.
Heron love. It's
I wish I could
beautiful.
see the chat.
They're
Oh,
firing off.
They're
They
here.
love the herons.
They love the herons.
I would probably be one of those.
Yeah,
dudes.
what kind of bird are you, Dave?
Probably what is it? Pink ibis? Is
Whoa.
that right? Those little Disneyland birds.
Oh,
They like walk all over Disneyland.
they like chirp and stuff?
They're like tiny flamingos
Mmm.
Yes,
with
I
curved beaks.
I really like hummingbirds.
I love hummingbirds.
They are so
We
beautiful.
only have ruby-throated hummingbirds in the Northeast, but I know that there are a lot more out west and in the Southwest than I wish I could.
Actually, y'all, my favorite bird that I just remembered, even though it is my favorite, is the bearded vulture. Have you guys ever heard of this bird?
Bearded vulture?
The bearded vulture. I've been trying for years to write a song about the bearded vulture. It's very morbid, but that's because the bearded vulture, it mainly lives in like the like Horn of
Mountainous
Africa and
Oh.
or like Ethiopia, that area of Africa, and like the Himalayas. It's like a mountainous bird. But what it does, it eats bones. It's like the final step of the food chain. Yeah, so it'll take bones, big bones, and drop them from a great height to break them so that they're smaller pieces that it can then eat. I just think that's so beautiful that like nothing is wasted. Everything is gone to completion. So the idea of the song is that like when I die, I want someone to take me up to this mountain and just let this bird eat my bones. I think that would be so beautiful, but probably won't happen.
So
It's a
metal.
huge. It's right,
Yeah,
dude,
quote,
and
that's metal.
It
from the
is
chat.
metal, and actually, it looks metal. Like its whole head has beautiful like plumage, like bright orange. It's crazy looking, and it's
Yeah.
huge. It's like wingspan is like
Bearded
12
vulture.
feet.
It's like a condor.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, Wikipedia again is great for crazy birds. Like our friends, the Beths in New Zealand, we have talked at length about the crazy birds that are like native to
Oh,
their
they have
country.
Such good birds out there.
Holy shit. And they had a whole music video where they're like bird watching. It's so cool. But anyways, all these exotic birds, they're all at our fingertips. We can learn about them all the time. Ah, it's a beautiful thing.
Someone said they heard an owl outside their window right before the stream started.
It's good luck.
Wow,
Perhaps
I
a sign
wonder-
of what was to come.
I wonder what kind.
The barred owl?
Bard,
Is-
yeah, I was
okay.
gonna say, we've heard of barred owl outside our house too.
Wow.
Wow.
Cool.
I-
I saw
I've-
one for the first time earlier in the quarantine.
My
Just
gosh.
full on cried. It was
I was about to say I was just talking with someone I don't know why, how we were talking about owls, but I was just saying that I've never seen an owl, and they were dumbfounded. But that's not a
They're
common
nocturnal.
thing. Yeah, like I don't think that's a common thing to just see an owl. You have to like make an
common.
effort, right?
And they're not all nocturnal. I mean, some hunt during the day too, like barred owls actually. So we saw this one during the day. And the way that we really saw it was, I will recommend another book called What the Robin Knows by John Young. He's like a birder and a tracker, and the book is all about like how do we what's the phrase? How do we decrease our sphere of disturbance and increase our sphere of awareness? Which like doesn't that just have so many applications to all areas of our life?
True.
Yes.
But we start like understanding what like sounds the birds are making around you to like be clued into like the goings on of the forest. So we were walking with Zach and my friend Allie, and we were walking in this forest, and we suddenly heard the birds doing these alarm calls. We're like, okay, something's going on. And at first I thought they were alarming because of us, and then we saw fucking owls swoop in.
Oh wow.
That's so cool.
We're gonna listen to the environment.
That's so badass. Okay, what the Robin knows.
What the Robin knows.
Wow. Someone said that owls are seen as bad omens.
Bad omens.
Sometimes. Is that true? No, okay, no, the very offensive. Hairbringers of death.
I thought they were like wise.
Like
I don't
barred
know.
owls have like just black marble eyes.
That's pretty scary. That's a hairbringer of death for sure.
Oh, I find them so
I'm just
beautiful.
kidding.
Hey, death is a part of life.
Death is a part of life, baby.
Your lifestyle determines your death style.
Bada bang.
Wow.
Bada boom. Wow. Owls. I love that. So many beautiful birds. So much beautiful nature. I feel inspired by this conversation.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm thinking about things in new ways. We have some extremely crazy birds in our backyard. By crazy, I mean they are just like fighting and
There's a
fucking and
lot,
fighting
yeah.
and fucking all the time. It's crazy. Yes.
Pigeons?
No, like
our
little
neighbors have-
sparrows.
The neighbors have a couple of birdhouses.
Our neighbors have like 10
One of our
birdhouses.
neighbors has like 10 birdhouses.
It's pretty amazing. So these birds are like so well fed, and they are like on it. They are going at it all the time. It's crazy, but they are so loud and like so just like vibrantly living. It's amazing. And so just watching them outside is pretty it's constant entertainment. If you can bear to look up from your phone for 2 seconds, you'll see all this crazy shit going on outside. It's amazing. Anyways, man, well, thank you so much, Nandi. It's been an absolute pleasure to hang out with you tonight. We really appreciate the time and the company, and hope we can hang again soon.
Yeah, it's been sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love what you guys are doing. I'm really inspired by just the ways that you're connecting with people and just like having a lot of fun. So thanks for bringing me into it.
Hell yeah. Thank you so much as well. Same goes for you. Your Patreon is beautiful. It's extremely inspiring and just feels like curative in a way. I don't know. So
Thank you so much.
everyone watching, please go check that out.
In the chat.
It's in the
Linked
chat,
in the
baby.
chat.
Hell yeah.
I'm really excited to hear your Bone Crusher song.
Oh hell yeah. Working on it. It'll someday. Maybe we could do a split with the Plant Song and the Bone Crushers.
Oh my God, we do that.
That would be dope. We'll make it
Dance
happen.
camp day.
Okay, cool. Hell yeah. Love that. Sick. Sweet. Well,
homework. Okay.
yeah, right. Good deadline is good.
Yes.
Sick. Cool. Well, yeah, we'll talk to you soon. Please tell Zach we say hi. Give him our good hopes for all the fantasy woes, and
Yeah, got him out of the bath.
Yeah.
fry him from the waters.
Yes.
That'll be good.
All
Hell
right,
yeah.
thank you guys. Much
Yeah.
love to you.
Enjoy
Thank
the
you.
fall. We'll
You
see you
too.
soon.
See
Thank
ya.
you, Nandi.
Bye.
Take care. Bye. Love it.
It's still erupting.
Wow. That whole time, we were so chill because Nandi is such a calming, beautiful presence.
She was protecting us.
She was protecting us from the fire and the flames.
While Dobby
feel
was
so-
out fighting them. Yeah.
I feel so lucky and grateful to have gotten to hang with her tonight. Thanks to everyone again who has joined us and hung out. God, what a great time. We're gonna play one more jam before we say goodbye. This one is I gotta get my phone. This one's very special. Got some had a stroke of inspiration before the show and learned this on the fly, so this will be very fun. Fun fact, this has everything to do with what we're about to play. A few years ago, I got to play in a Jimmy Buffett cover band here in Chicago. You might ask, was it fun? Yes, it was so fun. Jimmy Buffett is an amazing songwriter. I don't give a fuck what you say. He's a freak. Fins up. He writes some crazy songs. And I also got to name that band, which I was honored to do.
That's awesome.
Does anyone want to know what the name of the band was?
What was it? I forgot it.
All You Can Eat Buffett.
Wow. Yeah.
It's an all-you-can-eat buffet of Buffett, baby. It was a good time. Anyway, so we are going to bring back the spirit of Mr. JB right now, and
Oh, I should have worn a Hawaiian shirt today.
see, we didn't even think about it. Here, I don't need the headphones for this. Bada bing. God, I've said bada bing, bada boom like literally 12 times tonight. I can't stop. I don't know why. I'm feeling it. I'm out here. Okay, guys.
Soprano.
Oh.
Hey, I'm out here.
Bada
Yeah.
bing.
Okay.
Make some cold pasta.
Some cold pasta.
That's what all of the Sopranos love.
Yeah.
The cold pasta.
So much cold.
The baked ziti, but cold. All right, y'all. 30 shows. We have done this for 30 nights. We're a month into tour in some strange way.
Oh
And
no, this is like the 7th season.
yeah, this is season 7, but night 30, and we are out here celebrating the volcanoes. This is a celebration, and we hope that you will sing along at home with us, because this is definitely.
If you know the song.
If you know
this
it.
was the first time I've ever heard this song.
Oh yeah, it's in all of us deep down.
I already forgot the backup vocals.
No, no,
Me
no.
too, yeah.
No,
No, no, no. No, no, no.
No, no.
No, no, no. You'll get it. That's
I'll
fine.
watch for you for a cue.
It's great. Yes, I'll sing it.
Just at the end.
Let's rock and roll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where I'm gonna go in the volcano. Let me hear ya. I don't know. Sing along. I don't know. I don't know where I'm gonna go in the volcano. Ground she's moving under me. Tidal waves out on the sea. Sulfur smoke up in the sky. Pretty soon we learn to fly. Now I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where I'm gonna go in the volcano. Now my girl quickly said to me, "Man, you better watch your feet. Lava come down soft and hot. You better love me now or love me not. Let me hear you now. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where I'm gonna go in the volcano. Mr. Utley."
No, no, no!
No time to count what I'm worth, 'cause I just left the planet Earth. Where I go, I hope there's rum. Not to worry, monsoon come. Let me hear ya. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where I'm gonna go in the volcano. Yeah, one more time. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where I'm gonna go in the volcano. But I don't wanna land in New York City. Don't wanna land in Mexico. No, no, don't wanna land in no 3 Mile Island. Don't wanna get my skin to glow. Don't wanna land in Comanche Sky Park or in Nashville, Tennessee. Don't wanna land in no San Juan Airport or in Yukon Territory. Don't wanna land in no San Diego. Don't wanna land in no Buzzards Bay. Don't wanna land in no Ayatollah. I got nothing more to say. We will be back soon.
Yes.
If we don't see you before then, we will see you on Halloween. It is going to be a trip.